Guys, welcome back to Medical Coding with Blue. Today's episode, I am going to be demonstrating how to tab your CPT Professional Edition by the AMA 2022 version. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. I am Blue. I'm a medical coder. Okay, guys. First things first, I will say this. I'm going to be reading directly from the Candidate Hand Guide. If you are taking a test with the American Health Information Management Association, they are very particular when it comes to the tabbing of their books. If the tabs come with the original book itself, which the AMA does furnish tabs for their book, so yes, you can use these. If you are hand making tabs for your other books, like your ICD-10-CM or even your ICD-10-PCS or your HCPCS book, if you're hand making those tabs and those tabs did not come with the book, you cannot use those tabs. I'm going to be reading directly from the AHIMA website, from the Candidate Hand Guide. So again, if you are sitting for the CCS, the CCA, or the CCSP, this pertains to you. So it says right here, test center restrictions. To ensure examination results for all candidates are earned under comparable conditions, it is necessary to maintain a standard testing environment. Candidates must adhere to the following. No reference or study materials may be brought into the examination room. Code books with handwritten notations or comments are allowed, but must be free of any notes containing coding rules or guidelines from other reference materials, for example, Coding Clinic, CPT Assistant, and similar materials. Code books with post-it notes or loose materials will not be allowed. No handmade tabs will be allowed. That comes directly from the AHIMA website, from the Candidate Hand Guide. I don't care who tells you that you can have handmade tabs. I don't care who tells you, well, I took my test and it was no problem. I don't care. You want to be set up for success, guys? Follow the rules. Okay? Now, again, you can use the tabs in here because they came with the book. And I'm going to demonstrate how to put them in here so that it looks neat. I've seen people show off their books very proudly because they have it all tabbed up. However, it looks chaotic. It looks like a mess because the tabs are not really in an efficient way that would make it easier to look at, right? Okay. But again, guys, if you are using your book like you're supposed to, you're going to know exactly where to go. You're not going to need these tabs. And actually, these tabs are going to get in your way. And they're going to make you tear the book because it's very easy for them to catch on things. But that's just my own opinion. What do I know? I've been a medical coder for 13 years. And I know a thing or two about these books. And when I came up, this was absolutely a no-no. You could not even have these tabs, even though they came with a book at the time that I took the test, which was in 2008. I took my very first exam. So you couldn't have tabs. That's how I came up, with no tabs, no writing in the book. I am naturally a person who does not write in books. These books here, guys, these are not workbooks. These are not workbooks. They don't need you to be highlighting. They don't need you to be writing in them. These books are written by doctors and other scholars that have thought of everything. Trust me. They don't need you to be adding anything to it. What you need to do is learn how to use the book, because the book already has the answers. And so many people have told me, Blue, I feel like I wasted a lot of time just writing stuff in the book and I didn't even need that information. So I'm telling you what they said to me. Okay, it's not just me saying this, guys. Okay, but let's go ahead and get started. All right. So again, these are your tabs and they're all broken down by colors. So there's lots of different options that you have here. We're going to start off with the E&M. I'm not going to use all these tabs because some of them are, again, they're just extras or they're for like other specialty things. So, but what I'm going to do is demonstrate how I tab the book. So that way you guys can see how I do it. All right. So of course, this first section here is your evaluation and management section. Now, I'm not going to start it at the beginning here with a table of contents and stuff because if I'm flipping in the book, I don't need to look at all of this stuff here first, right? And if I'm using this book, I should already know all of these E&M guidelines here, right? This is all your reference section here about E&M. If you haven't read this section, trust me, you're hurting yourself, because that's why people don't understand E&M, is because they're not taking the time to go over these simple principle terms and really kind of knowing what they mean and understanding what they mean. And even though it's not going to make sense in the beginning, at least if you have a total understanding overall of what the words mean, is going to help you a lot more. At least it's just my opinion anyway, guys. So here we start with the first tab, okay? And I use this little white marker here. There's a little white marker at this edge, right? And then you have your title here. And then I'm going to put this right here, right at the edge. Okay? So that's my first tab on, okay? So there we go. So I started it where all the codes start in the book, all right? So if we flip now, we get out of the evaluation and management section. Then we come to the anesthesia section, okay? So I go back here and I get this tab, because this is the tab that is for anesthesia, A-N-E-S. Okay, and I put it right here. Okay. And, well, wait a second. That's not where I want it. There's a table of contents. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put it, here's the guidelines again, and we're going to go ahead and put it right here. Because, yes, it starts on this opposite page, but I don't want to really kind of put it right there, because then I would flip right there every time. So I want to flip where it's going to be open to the codes immediately, okay? So there's that, and then we keep flipping. Then we have the surgery guidelines, right? Because we're going into the surgical section now. So we have the integumentary system. We're going to go ahead and start it here. Well, there's a tab for the surgical guidelines. Let's go ahead and put that there. Okay, so we'll put this right here, right underneath it. There we go. And then we go to the integumentary. Okay, right here is where it starts. I'm going to go right here. So see how I use that marker right there? That's where I put the edge of the tabby thing right there. Okay, then we skip all this onto the musculoskeletal section. Again, I don't need to know all of this stuff, but all of these things here, guys, all of these tables that they have, all your muscular system, again, all the different colors and everything, that will really help you. So if you feel panicked on your anatomy, which you got to get good with anatomy and you got to get good with medical terminology. But again, guys, these books have references to help you. So learn where those references are. So if you get stuck, and you don't have to try to memorize everything, okay? Because the table is already there. So now we're on musculoskeletal. We're going to use this tab, this MUSC. We're going to put it right here. There we go. And then we flip out of this section. And then we get into the respiratory. So first thing, respiratory right here. Okay. That's our next tab. And then we're going to go right here with it. All right. Then we flip out of this respiratory section here. And we go into cardiovascular. Again, lots of really beautiful, colorful illustrations there. Okay. Not going there, not going there. Look at this. Your arteries and your veins. All of these right here, guys. That's what I'm telling you. You don't have to memorize. At least know where to find the stuff in the book. And your lymphatic system. There's also your brachial artery right there. Okay. Again, exploring. Take the time to explore your book. Trust me, guys. It's not a waste of your time. Okay. Card for cardio. Cardiovascular. We'll put this right here. Hope I'm not out of the frame. Okay, there we are. Oops. All right, so then we flip out of the cardiovascular section and we get into the digestive system next. Okay, so again, there we have our colorful illustration there. Okay, our table of contents. Oops. Digestive. All right. Digestive. Okay. We're using that white marker as our guide right there. There we go. Oh, that's a little crooked. Hold on. There, that's better. Okay. So we go out of the digestive. Plenty of things to see there. And then we go into the urinary. So we use our tab here. It's broken down into male and female sections, so we are going to tab those as well when we get to that. Okay. Now I'm going to leave part of that covered up because, well, you all don't need to see that. But, see, there's the tab for that. And there we go there. There we go. Okay. And for female, we have that here. Again, nothing to see there. Okay. And we just put it right there at the edge. There we go. So then we go down to the nervous system. Okay. So nervous system, again, a very, very beautiful, colorful illustrations here. This is where it starts. Okay, so we go down to nervous. Here we go. Okay. And then we flip, we keep flipping till we get to the eye, ocular, and adnexa. Okay. Here we go. All right. And then we get to, I think auditory was covered in that one. Yeah, it covers in that one. Yeah, they don't have a tabby for that. Yeah, I just need to make sure. Okay, so then we have our radiology, right? So we have this red tab here. Okay. So here we go, red tab. All right, and then we go to our path and lab. So lots of really helpful information if you are coding for path and lab. This molecular pathology gene table, it covers a lot. So here we go. The section starts. There's your guidelines right there. Path and lab guidelines is right there. And then we start our chapter here. Okay, so path and lab. So we're going to go down here, right there. Okay. And then we get to the medicine section. Okay. So this is where the codes start. And here's our tab, med. Okay. So the medicine section has quite a few things in it. This covers a lot of ground. If you look here on the side, it tells you medicine, immunoglobulins, serum, recombinant products, and then it tells you the range. But then it also tells you cardiovascular, so see, neurological. Medicine gets broken down into many different parts, which is why you have these other tabs here. But again, I'm not going to demonstrate these other tabs because if you're working in the medicine section and you need a specific section, like for the vaccinations or for the psych or any of those, you can be able to break those down into those particular sections. But it's all in this section right here, okay? So then we're going to jump out of that because that covers all of the medicine section. Then we have our Category 2 codes that start right here. So we go Category 2, we have our Cat 2. It goes right here. Okay. And then we keep flipping and we have our Cat 3. Just want to make sure I don't miss where it starts. Right here. Okay, Cat 3. Okay. And here we go. It's Category 3. And then we have our appendixes, right? Our appendixes are up next. Now, if you have not explored your appendixes, I implore you to please explore your appendixes. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Let's just talk about this for a second here. Appendix A. These are all of your modifiers, and it gives you definitions for each of these. So again, very important. If you get stuck and you don't know, again, here it is, all right? So Appendix A through B. They have a tab here. So we put it right here. Okay, Appendix A through B. So A, and then there's B. B is covering the summary of additions, deletions, and revisions. Okay, so all of the additions, deletions, and revisions are all here. Okay, so you can find them all in one little neat space here, and it'll tell you and it shows you, okay, what happened. Everything is a summary right here, okay. All right, so we see all these codes were added, all right. And it tells you what it does. Again, guys, learn to use your book. Appendix C is clinical examples. Now, for my folks that are struggling with evaluation and management, this is your one-stop shop, guys. The book is literally giving you examples of what this particular level looks like. What kind of thing beyond like your evaluation and management tool. It gives you these types of scenarios and what it could potentially look like. So this is a very worthwhile read, okay? If you are doing prophy coding, if you're working in the emergency department, they are filled with different examples here. Now, the clinic ones are not in here, like your 99202 to 99499 series. I mean, let me say it again. 99202 to 99215, rather, is not going to be back here, okay? This is going to basically give you just the ones for prophy, so the inpatient professional or the inpatient services. It gives you all kinds of examples. So subsequent hospital care. Again, that's the prophy side right there. Consultations, what that looks like. Inpatient consultations. There's a header for every section. Emergency department, critical care, prolonged services, and, prolonged service without direct patient contact, and then patient standby services. So there's a lot of different things that are covered in this section. That way you can kind of get an idea. It's not all inclusive, but it's going to give you just a better understanding of what's actually happening for that kind of level. So here for Appendix C through F, we're going to put this tabby right here. Okay, so that's going to take us there. So this is Appendix C. D, this is a summary of all the CPT add-on codes. Summary of the CPT codes exempt from modifier 63, exempt from modifier 61 in Appendix E. Okay, so then we have G, H, I, J. Okay, G through J, Appendix G through J. So let's go ahead and flip back through there. So since it starts there, we're going to go ahead and put it right here. Can you guys see? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Through J, and then there's that one. And then we have Appendix L for the vascular families. Okay. Okay. So G through J. Okay. Here we go. K, L. So we go right here in this one. All right. This covers us to P. Beautiful, beautiful illustrations. P. Okay, so I think that's it. Yes. Well, no, hold on. There's Appendix R. R and Q. Yes, Q and R. Here we go. So here we go. We'll put this right here. Okay. And then we have our index. And we have a tabby for the index, where the index starts. Okay, and we can start it right here, because this is when we open it, it'll be right there. So your index is here, and that's the rest of it. That's all the tabs that are going to be used on this one. But watch what happens, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Are you ready? Ta-da! They're all perfectly lined up where, like, yes, this is covered like this, but that's okay. Because they're in the same section anyway. So, but yeah, all of those tabs are all there, so that way you can see all of them all at once. If you're starting out and you want to use those, great. And if you want to use them for your test, you absolutely can, because again, they came with the book. I know AAPC loves to have their tabs. So, if you are taking the AAPC exam, this is also a good reference for you as well. So just something that hopefully this video helps you in that. But yes, get practice, guys. And the more you practice with the book, the more it'll get better. You'll get much faster with it, because that is the ultimate goal, is to get fast with the book. So that way you're not spending a lot of time fumbling around in the book. It is going to be easier for you to get. So that is my main recommendation. There's not a whole lot else that you can do other than practice. Practice, practice, practice. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. So if you found this video helpful, I hope that you will share it, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.